Hi friends, it's Jessie with Elysian Homestead. The summer garden is starting to wind down and a lot of things are on their way out. But before that happens, let's do a garden tour. I've been wanting to do this all summer, I just haven't had the time. Today's a beautiful day, it's very bright and sunny. We've been experiencing a lot of cool weather here in northern Michigan lately, so let's get to this before it's too late. My husband found these crates. They're heat treated crates. There's 3 of them, 2 smaller ones and a big one. We've kind of been using those as raised beds. This is their first year. I'm hoping they last maybe another year, maybe 2. I know they won't last forever, but I'm hoping to get a little bit of use out of them. So in these first couple, that one has onions. Let's look at some of these guys. Some are bigger than others. They're still pretty good sized. Some are really small. That's okay. We'll use those first. Over here, so these are red onions. I don't know what variety because I found them, just an onion had sprouted and seeded. I must have left it in over the winter and I let it seed and I saved the seeds, and that's what I'm getting. They're not huge. I'm not sure what variety though. So we have celery, we have pink Chinese celery, which is beautiful. Some of it's bigger. And then just regular green celery. I don't know the variety. Somebody sent me these seeds and it didn't have a variety. Then we have some bunching onions, lemongrass, and shallots. I don't know. Can you see them? Let's see. It's a good sized shallot right there. It's really wet this morning, very dewy. Here's some things that I still have to plant for the fall garden. Here's my sweet potato bed. These things, when I got them, they did not look great. They did not look great, that's for sure. But they really have bounced back and are doing really well. We've got sweet potato flowers, but they're not open. They're so pretty. Here's the potato bed. This is the one thing that I'm so excited it's dying back because that means we're going to have fresh potatoes soon. This is a volunteer tomato bed basically. It was my summer peas, my snap peas, but these tomatoes just kind of overtook it. We did plant some lettuce, and there's radish and carrot seeds in there. There's daikon radishes. There's this baby boo pumpkin. It looks a little pathetic. It was tangled up in the peas, so when we pulled the peas out, it kind of did this, but it's thriving still. And on the other side, see if I can see, it just goes and goes and goes. On the other side of the fence, or the bed, there's more tomatoes. This is crazy. Ugh, there we go. We have kale. And then another one of those baby boo pumpkins. And it is literally climbing up my garden fence. It's just going and going. And there are so many pumpkins in here. Let's see if we can find one. There we go. There's 2. Let's see. Oh, 3 in that picture. They're everywhere in here. And here's some tomatoes from the volunteer tomato. So that's pretty awesome. I'm enjoying the volunteers this year. There are peas in there that have died back that I can't really get out, but that's okay. Over here is our strawberry bed. Just looking pretty healthy by the end of the season. Lots of green. these beds. These are my tomatillo. This is my tomatillo bed, and it's got chives. Look how beautiful those chives flowers are. But tomatillos. I've got a bolting broccoli, and that's sunflower volunteered there. It's got horseradish in the back. There's some broccoli. Let's see if we can zoom in. Right there. That's ready to be picked. We do have to harvest today, so we'll get to it. Carrots that I left in over the season and let flower. Some cosmos. There's just so much. Oh, this trailing beauty is a honey nut squash. Here's some more kale. See if we can find some. Oh, here's a couple right on the ground. So they don't get very big, but they turn like a butternut squash, and they're delicious. Let's see, I just harvested recently my purple basil. But there's some purple basil. I have radishes and beets in this bed. Cylindricals, these are still got a little bit of time. That one's been eaten. Whoops, 2 came out with it. Something ate it. Just throw it in the compost. Oh, I almost just fell. These are my cucamelons. Let's see if we can find a big beet. Oh, there we go. I need to harvest these. I have already done a gluten-free beet pasta. I have horseradish and beet relish. We have pickled beets. So I think I'm just going to take these beets. There's tons over there. And I'm just going to, this is the horseradish. I'm just going to take the beets and freeze them for like a winter squash blend. Or a winter root vegetable blend. Can you see them? They're just everywhere. I love it. Here is my tire. I don't plant food in it, I just plant flowers. Sweet peas and cosmos on this side. And I've got dahlias, zinnias. There's some celosia down here that didn't get very big because of the overcrowding. Isn't it beautiful? Done. They're done. This is another pickling cucumber. I have a lot of harvesting to do today. This is my summer squash beds. They were planted 3 times and they did not seed well. They have not done well this year. I don't know what it is. Normally I'm swimming in them by now, but this year they're not loving it. Max's golden zucchini. That little round zucchini, it didn't pollinate well. Let's see, let's take a look down my sunflower alley. Yay, isn't that gorgeous? This is the in-ground portion of the garden. It's a lot. Let's go see. Got a tomato row, 2 of them all the way down through there, and then there's 4 in the back and 1 coming up the side a little halfway. Lots of tomatoes. So we had to pull our beans out. They were just done. Over here we have broccoli, okra, which has done nothing for me. It's just been too cold this year. Hasn't really warmed up enough for the okra to love it. Swiss chard is doing amazing. It's the rainbow chard. The zinnias are ready to be pulled, but they're still flowering, so I'm letting them go. These sunflowers, I call these my sister-in-law sunflowers because my sister-in-law sent them to me, and they are so tall. here are Napa cabbages, which I'm pulling out today and making kimchi. They're so beautiful, they're so big. They're telling me, I'm ready, pull me out. So, pulled everything out of this bed. This was my lettuce bed for the spring. I got some Thai noodle beans, but they're not really doing anything. They're not happy. Some more sunflowers. Oh, my shadow. This is a sunflower bed. The germination this spring wasn't great. It just wasn't. We didn't get a lot of germination. This bed was all the way planted up, but maybe got, somebody's driving by, maybe got a quarter of the germination, quarter of the bed to germinate. So, oh well, it is what it is. Here's some pie pumpkins. There's a couple back there that are almost ready. I do have red curry in here. We have pepperoncinis, which I have to can this weekend. And then I have holy basil. Oh, there's jalapenos up there too. If you're not familiar with those are the not spicy jalapenos. I love them. I put them in everything. This is sweet peppers. Lots going. Getting really close to a huge harvest. I don't know if you can see it. Let's go down. Here is the candy cane striped. I love it. Here's some sunflowers. Aren't they beautiful? Next to it is calendula. We just harvested some of that, plus some of it's done for. We let it go to seed. We'll collect the seeds. We use it medicinally. Melons. There's one. I don't know if you can see. I'll try to zoom in. Yay! This was volunteer spaghetti squash. I thought it was a spaghetti squash. It's not really spaghetti squashing to me, so we'll see what we end up with. There's amaranth and marigolds. Here I have Jacob's cattle beans. They are pretty much ready to be picked. They're for dried beans. And some of my cucumbers didn't do that well. They produced a lot, they just didn't get really big, I guess would be a better way to put that. That's okay. On the other side of it we have, I think that's cinnamon basil, borage, down here we have the Parisian pickling cucumbers. They have put out so many cucumbers. I am eternally grateful for the amount of cucumbers I've had out of this bed. Here we have shishitos. Which we love. And Lesia and Corbaci back there. Some more pickling cucumbers. These ones haven't done as well. They're just the national pickling cucumbers. So here we have, my mom calls it a dark sunshine sunflower. I call it a dark tree sunflower because it's multi-branching. Either way, it's beautiful. And it has, see if you can see it, it has a spaghetti squash on it. Just leaning on it like they're best friends. I love that. Down there is, they were a bush, just snacking. I think it was Bush Champion. They do not look healthy. They didn't put out as much as I had hoped for a hybrid, so probably won't plant those again. They were good, they just weren't as prolific as I wanted them to be. And here's some of our spaghetti squash. Another sunflower. This is a random bed of like, I have flowers to do, so here's a random bed of them. And there's a couple pickling cucumbers on there. There's more flowers on the other side of it. I have acorn squash here. Let's see if we can find him. Here's one. This was also a hybrid, and I had really high expectations, and I have been disappointed. I have 2 total acorn squashes on all of that. The candy roaster squash. This one's not loving the temperature, so nothing's big enough and mature enough yet. Hoping it lasts long enough. These are some more lessias and some, I can't remember what bell pepper that is. These are sweet peppers though. And the straw flowers. I love straw flowers. For the first time last year, and I just fell in love. I cannot wait for these to bloom. Snapdragons are still going. They are still going. They self-seeded there. Here we got coral fountain amaranth. It's just beautiful. Some decorative grasses. The leeks are finally sizing up. I did French fillet beans here. I haven't loved them. They are very slow growing compared to my other beans. And they haven't put out a lot. Let's see. I have Thai basil, fennel that's bolting, and we have our jalapeno bed right here. So I have orange spice, lemon spice, pumpkin spice, and Craig's Grande in the back. And there I have poblanos, lemon basil, and bueno mulatas. And there's Thai chili in here too. It's just not producing. I have a really hard time with spicy peppers here. Spicier, the harder they are for me to grow because I live in a cold climate. Zinnias, more pickles. Again, the vines are not looking the best, but they produced really well. Here we have some more sweet peppers they're just so tiny. They did not love the cold weather this year. But I do have some bigger ones. They're Fajarski, and then I can't remember the other one that's supposed to be really big. And they are putting on some peppers. Some in-ground tomatillos, some sweet basil, some more sunflowers. I have this sunflower. Whoop, it's huge. It's taller than the cattle panel trellis. I love it. I cannot wait for it to bloom. So we have melons over here. We were in the garden last night enjoying these lemon drop melons. They were so good. We just busted them open and ate them standing right here in the garden. It was so amazing. I have a volunteer tomatillo right here. Well, 2 of them. And a bunch of melons. It's kind of hard to see. My rampicante. I have blue spice basil right there that I'm just letting go to seed. The pollinators love basil. My noodle beans, let's see if I can get back. The noodle beans did not thrive this year. They really didn't. I've never had this much problem with growing things, but it was so dry for so long this year that everything just struggled. I got some of my pole beans didn't do well. That's okay. Here we have a kukuzi, which I need to harvest. I've got a melon hanging on a trellis. I'm not even sure what melon this is. I didn't label it, and my list, it doesn't look like any of them. There's another rampicante. Ouch. Let's see if we can get this calendula. Look how beautiful that calendula is. We've been harvesting it like crazy for medicinal use. More melons. That plant, something happened, I think, to one of the plants. So there's tons of melons along there. I don't know if you can see that there. Look at it. Some sunflowers. We just planted Brussels sprouts along here. You can't really see them because they're still small. My parsley seeded this year, so I'll plant it again for next year because it's biennial. This is Elecampane, medicinal. It's my first year growing this. It's soybeans. It's edamame. This is my first year. Let's see if I can get it. My first year with soybeans. I'm so excited. Baby corn did not do well. Didn't get very tall. It's been a year, but that's okay. You win some, you lose some. We have medicinals, anise hyssop, marshmallow, they're still back there, and blue sea holly, chives. That was feverfew that's dying back. There's, you can't really see it, but there's carnations. This is my annual herb bed, or my perennial herb bed. So there's oregano, thyme, more marshmallow, St. John's wort, medicinal, sage, more St. John's wort, more anise hyssop. There's lemon balm in there, but you can't see it because it's really little. And then we have more marshmallow. On the other side of the marshmallow, I'm growing stevia for the first time. I'm so excited about the stevia. It's so sweet. I didn't even imagine how sweet it was going to be. Let's see. There it is. There's the stevia right there. And then lastly, we have rhubarb and my asparagus bed that has definitely gone to seed. Thank you for joining us for the garden tour of 2023. We appreciate you being here. Please like this video, subscribe, and join us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Bye, friends.